Hello and welcome to the Sound of Science, the place where we deconstruct unscientific reasoning. Please consider to like and subscribe if you support science. Thanks for watching. Hello, you wonderful people. Recently I made a video about a guy calling himself BibleNutter, who indeed proved himself being a nut.
On the flip side,
he thought he could use Pascal's wager to prove that atheism is illogical, and of course he failed miserably. As we all know, all that Pascal's wager proves is that bad arguments exist. Using Pascal's wager could have been permissible if BibleNutter had at least tried to give this useless argument some new perspective, or if he at least would have addressed the counter-arguments against Pascal's wager, but he didn't do anything like that, which made his plea entirely useless. Well, not so much to my surprise. BibleNutter created more videos in which he totally fails to make a case for the existence of his God. Refuting his videos is not much of a challenge because his arguments are close to non-existent. Nonetheless, reviewing videos of BibleNutter can provide us with some good old bottom-tier Christian apologist comedy. So let's have some fun with BibleNutter.
hey there, welcome back.
Now, when you see an intro like this, you could get the impression that BibleNutter is some kind of adorable fool, and I shouldn't be too harsh on him for his naive delusions. Maybe, but I've seen more of his videos, and some of them are a bit worrying.
But anyway, Cosmic Skeptic, he made a video saying it's basically about the problem of evil.
Wow, you want to take on the arguments of Cosmic Skeptic? Wouldn't it be better for you to start off a bit lower down the ladder? But okay, ambition can be a good thing.
Do you guys know what the problem of evil is and how atheists use it? God is not all-powerful, or he's not all good. Well, if God is all-powerful, then he could stop all the evil things in the world from happening. So if God is good, then he would want to stop them. And so the fact that we have evil in the world proves that God is not all-powerful or he's not all good.
I have been cutting and tweaking a bit here, but this is kind of the definition that BibleNutter gives of the problem of evil. And of course he fails to mention one of the most important elements of this problem. Of course he forgets the possibility that God does not exist. So the actual problem of evil is like this. If a God exists who is all-powerful and good, then he would stop evil from happening. So the fact that evil exists proves either that a God does not exist, or a God does exist, but he is not powerful enough to stop evil from happening, and a God exists, but he chooses to tolerate evil, or even generates evil himself. And if a God would exist, it wouldn't be surprising if he just generated evil, since the Bible says he slaughtered the entire world population by drowning them. And why? Because people wouldn't listen to him. So that's kind of a tricky problem for Christian apologists like BibleNutter. Now behold how he is going to counter this. His attempt is really one of the worst I've ever seen.
Now the Christians will obviously object to this because it's not true.
I kid you not. This is his first counter, and it's like Christians object to this. It's not true because it's not true. And then comes a smug face. That's not an argument. That is a third-grade primary school schoolyard fitty. No, that's not true because it's not true. Come on, man. I presume you're going to give us a second attempt.
First of all, I'm just going to use straight logic here. I'm not going to use any fancy mind-warping, mind-bending logic.
Indeed. You better not try to make your arguments too complicated for yourself to grasp. but I do expect something better than, it's not true because it's not true. So now comes the main answer that BibleNutter presents as a rebuttal to the problem of evil. Please listen to his astounding line of reasoning.
If God was to destroy all the bad people in the world, would this stop all the problems in the world as far as the problems caused by people? Well, yeah, right? If he destroys all the bad people, then there's no more bad people to do bad things.
What? Why would your God have to destroy all bad people to take away evil from earth? What kind of God would be so stupid to think that that would be the only option? God is supposed to be all-powerful, for crying out loud. He created the entire universe in a couple of days. He's all-knowing, eternal and everywhere, remember? So can't he just turn all bad people into good people with one of his magic spells? That is how he created Earth, the stars and the moon in the first place. He just said, "Let there be light," and there was light. So, based upon his earlier achievements, all he apparently has to do to turn bad people into good people is talking good people into existence. I've got a proposal for his speech right here. There goes. And God said, "From now on, all evil people will now stop being evil. As of now, all evil people will be sweet, adorable, and friendly." That would fix the problem, wouldn't it? That's all your freaking God needs to do. Don't you think that destroying all evil people is unnecessarily radical and complicated compared to changing the characters of a small minority of people? Why would your God need to destroy all bad people if he wants to take evil out of this world? Isn't he capable of doing it in another way? Because if your God can't do that, then that would prove he is not all-powerful, which is exactly one of the conclusions that you are supposed to refute. So with your opening statement, you offer us evidence that supports the problem of evil instead of refuting it. Oh dear, the people I have to deal with. It's almost getting hard to watch now, because I don't expect that BibleNutter is going to recover from this embarrassing failure. The question is, will he make it even worse? I'm afraid I know the answer.
So that would, in effect, solve all the world problems if God just destroyed all the bad people. Okay, what would that look like if God actually did it? This is important.
Sweet mother of Gandalf, BibleNutter is doing his smug face again. Now, that is a guaranteed prelude to epic failure.
If God destroyed all the bad people, guess who that would be? Everyone. We're all bad people. There's none of us are good. We're all sinners. We're all guilty. So if God was to destroy all the bad people, and thus fix all the problem of evil, he would just wipe us all out.
I told you so. If God were to destroy all bad people, which he doesn't need to do, I just offered a much more easy and ethically far better solution. But if God were to destroy all bad people, he would have to destroy all of us? Sweet uncle of Frodo. So you are seriously telling us that your God is not capable of distinguishing between a serial killer and the baby next door? Both of them are sinners, and that's it? So again, with this totally silly statement, you confirm that your God is not all-powerful, since he's not even capable of differentiating between the level of evil done by, for example, a murderer and a man who loves another man. Your God thinks that both of these acts are so despicable that they are on the same level, and that the only way to eliminate evil in this world is to destroy all murderers and gay people and babies? Is that what you're implying? In that case, your God is totally ignorant, or worse, a complete thug, and therefore utterly useless. If a God were to exist, we deserve a much better one.
Well, God would be just in doing that. He actually would be just because we're all sinners. We're all guilty. So if he does destroy us all, that would be the just thing to do.
What an idiot. You do not only think that your God would need to destroy everyone, including babies and children, in order to get rid of the evil done by a small minority of violent idiots, but you even say it would be the just thing to do. Now that is a worrying sign. To me, this is the tipping point where delusion spills over to radicalism. This guy might look like an innocent yet vastly deluded young man, but listen to what he says. If God decided to destroy all of us, it would be the just thing to do. That's pretty shocking.
However, we don't want that, and God doesn't want that either. God doesn't want us to die. He doesn't want to kill us. That's not what he wants.
Again, totally stupid. God doesn't want to kill all of us? Then why the freaking flood? Then why did your God kill the entire population of the world by drowning them? Wasn't there any other solution available in his magic toolbox? Now, BibleNutter continues, and at first I thought this wasn't possible, but he manages to make himself look even more of a fool than he already did. I'd say it's a true miracle. In a rational world, stupidity at this level should not exist, because now BibleNutter is going to explain why God will not choose to destroy all of us. This is going to be fun.
If there's a man that has 10 children, and the children are all bad and they rob a bank or something, and they all deserve to go to jail, right, because they robbed a bank, does the father of the children just suddenly abandon them to just be like, yeah, to hell with them? No, the father would plead for them on their behalf. The father would ask the judge to be merciful. He would say, don't let my children suffer in jail or something like that.
You might want to see this again, and then especially this part.
Does the father of the children just suddenly abandon them to just be like, yeah, to hell with them?
You cucumber for brains. That is exactly what your God does to people according to your own Bible. Your God throws people into hell for not believing in him. You just thought you described an unreasonable scenario that your God would never follow, while according to your own Bible, that is exactly what your God does all the time. He does say go to hell. He even sends us to hell if he doesn't like us. This is where I no longer can take it. My brain hurts from listening to this nonsense. I hope you can cheer me up with some funny comments. That would be nice. So, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.